I wanted to go back 1 year because we actually went to International Fight Week last year, and that was a super fun card. What do you remember from International Fight Week?
I just remember, meeting so many people at UFC X and just getting to take pictures with everybody and just remember how special the card was just because, you got multiple Mexican champions, former Mexican champions, and Brandon Moreno and Yair Rodriguez. So the atmosphere was just electric the whole time.
And you said that you met some people at UFC X. Who did you meet?
Starting off, I met John Anik, obviously, UFC color commentator. I met Ode Osborne, Juliana Pena, Jared Gordon. Funny story, I actually met him in the bathroom. So that was pretty fun. Just talked to him a little bit about the Paddy Pimblett fight and talked about how he was robbed with that and just ended up actually DMing him and just being like, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And got the DM back. And then, so now I've followed him ever since. So, yeah.
That's pretty sweet. And I did not have a similar experience at UFC X. While Maddux was going out to meet all these awesome people, John Anik, Jared Gordon, and all these people, I was waiting in line to meet Michael Chandler and take a picture. And I think I stood in that line for about 2 hours, and I got to about, I think it was like 10th in line to meet him, and the clock struck whatever hour, it might have been like 6 p.m. or whatever, and yeah, he left. And so I met no people, and I stood in line for about 2 hours. So my experience was not as fun, but it was still a great time. UFC X was super cool. Got to take pictures in the octagon.
Yep.
Tons of really cool stuff. And then obviously UFC 290, it was Alex Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. And it was a pretty incredible card. Like, I'm just going to go down the line here. I mean, we saw Robbie Lawler in his retirement fight, I believe, against Nico Price.
Yep.
He knocked him out cold. It was pretty sweet. And then Bo Nickel, of course, against my guy Val Woodburn. What do you make of Bo Nickel versus Val Woodburn? I know it was pretty fight of the night, I would say.
It's really quick. I was hoping Val would pull off the upset, but I think Bo Nickel is on his way to being a star in the future.
Absolutely. And I mean, that fight, that card, we also had Dan Hooker, Robert Whitaker versus Dricus du Plessis, who is now, of course, the middleweight champion. Lots of Australian-born fighters for International Fight Week, which was really cool. We actually sat next to a Australian guy at the weigh-ins who was, he had flown all the way to Las Vegas for Jack Della Maddalena, and he had got to the fights, and as soon as he touched down, he realized that Maddalena pulled out with an injury. So that was kind of a bummer for that dude. I felt for that guy, but still a great card regardless. We had Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja, which was, I think, a super underrated fight of the night, one of the best fights in recent memory, I would say. And then, of course, we got Alex Volkanovski doing what Alex Volkanovski does. So, yeah, that was a great card.